When Richard Petty speaks, NASCAR listens. And this time, he didn't hold back. After what happened at Martinsville, one of the most respected voices in racing said exactly what many people were already thinking, but few were willing to say out loud. And once those words were out there, the entire conversation around Bubba Wallace changed instantly. Because this wasn't just another racing incident. This was something bigger. Let's go back to Martinsville. Short track racing at its most intense. Tight corners, constant contact, and emotions always running high. It's the kind of place where one small moment can turn into a massive disaster, and that's exactly what happened. Everything was building toward a dramatic finish when two drivers found themselves side by side, Bubba Wallace and Carson Hocevar. Hocevar, known for his aggressive style, made a bold move on a restart. He pushed his way into a tight gap, going 3 wide into the corner and managing to clear Wallace. It was risky, but it was clean. A classic short-track move. But Wallace didn't see it that way. As the field settled into the next set of corners, Wallace closed in fast. What happened next took things from intense racing to full-blown controversy. Instead of backing off, Wallace drove hard into the rear of Hocevar's car, then again, and again. It wasn't a single bump, it was repeated contact, building with every second. And then, it all unraveled. Hocevar lost control coming off the corner, spinning directly into traffic. Within moments, cars were colliding everywhere. Drivers had nowhere to go. The track turned into chaos as a massive pileup wiped out a huge portion of the field. In an instant, multiple races were ruined. And ironically, Wallace didn't escape it either. His own car was heavily damaged in the crash, ending his day completely. What started as frustration ended in disaster for him and for everyone around him. After the race, Wallace faced the media and tried to explain. He called it a misjudgment, said he didn't intend for things to go that far. Just a mistake in the heat of the moment. But the reaction across NASCAR told a different story. Because when people watched the replay, they didn't just see a mistake. They saw something that looked deliberate. And then came the biggest voice of all, Richard Petty. The 7-time champion, a legend of the sport, saw the incident for himself. And when he spoke about it, he didn't soften his words. In his view, this wasn't a light tap or racing contact. He made it clear Wallace drove in hard and took Hocevar out. No confusion, no gray area. And when someone like Petty says that, it carries serious weight. But he wasn't alone. Analysts and former drivers quickly jumped into the conversation. Some pointed to frustration building throughout the race. Others suggested Wallace simply went too far, trying to make a point. There was also another layer to this story pressure. Because while Wallace was struggling that day, his own teammate had been dominating the season, winning races, leading the spotlight. And in a sport where teammates are also your biggest competition, that kind of pressure can build fast. Some believe that frustration didn't just come from one moment on track, it had been building for weeks. And Martinsville was the breaking point. Even inside Wallace's own camp, the reaction was tough. People close to the team admitted the move crossed a line. Not just because of the wreck, but because of what it cost them. Points, momentum, a strong position in the standings. All gone in a single moment. That's the part that hurts the most. This wasn't bad luck. This wasn't someone else's mistake. This was self-inflicted. A moment where emotion took over and the consequences were massive. Meanwhile, Hocevar managed to recover and keep going, showing resilience despite being at the center of the chaos. His performance only added more attention to the incident because it proved one thing clearly: he didn't need to be taken out to make his point. Now, the entire NASCAR world is watching closely. Because moments like this don't just disappear. They follow drivers, they shape reputations, and sometimes they define seasons. For Bubba Wallace, the question isn't just about what happened at Martinsville. It's about what happens next. Can he control the frustration? Can he bounce back from the damage both on track and in the standings? Or will this moment continue to hang over his season like a shadow? One thing is certain after Richard Petty's comments: the spotlight is brighter than ever. And in NASCAR, pressure like that can either make you stronger or break you completely.